DreAllDay.com.
What's up, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Y'all know my name. Y'all know what this is, the weekly motivation. This week's motivation is about working as if you're the worst, but still thinking as if you're the best. The reason why this motivation is this week's motivation is because when it comes time to perform, I talk about confidence all the time. Y'all know this is work on your game. So you're going to put in work on your skills. You're going to develop skills as you keep putting that work in, at least if you're following the work that I'm telling you to do. When it comes time to perform, you got to put aside out of your mind who you're playing against, how good they might be. Maybe if they beat you the last time, they're more known than you. If you think they have more skill than you, if you're playing a sport, you're playing basketball and they're taller than you or faster than you, or they can jump higher, or last time you played against them, they dominated you and destroyed you. You got to put all of that stuff aside. All of that stuff you put completely aside when it's time for you to do any form of performance. I don't care if you're making a video, if you're going on stage, if you're giving a sales presentation, you're going to a job interview, you're going on a date, you're playing in a sport. Put aside everything you think, everything you know, all your limitations, all the areas where you feel like you may not even be at your best just yet because you got to get a little bit better. For your performance, your mindset should be completely, nobody out here is better than me. Nobody can mess with me. I'm going to dominate. Everybody's here to see me, and I'm going to do my thing. I got a course coming out on that exact thing about killing performance anxiety and doing your best when the lights come on. That'll be available soon, so stay tuned. Of course, you want to have that mindset when it's time to perform. If you didn't know, now you know. Putting all that aside and just being 1000% completely confident, even if that confidence is completely irrational, even if you got to make it up, even if you're telling a little bit of a lie to yourself because you're not as great as you're telling yourself you are, you can just believe it during the time you need to do your presentation. The time you need to perform, put yourself in the frame of mind that you're the best that has ever existed at doing the thing that you do. You need that mindset. Now combine it with some skill and your performance is going to be at a very high level. Now the skill part, I got a lot of stuff to help you with that. Now when it comes to working on your game, when it comes to showing up, and this is the discipline part of it, work on your game is mental toughness, confidence, discipline, and personal initiative. Putting all those together to go make things happen. The discipline side of it is when you're working on your game, you don't want to walk in there as if you're the best ever when it comes to working on your game, or just have the mindset that you're the best ever when it comes to working on your game. I found, this is just in my experience, people I've worked with, and in my own personal experience, you work better when you put yourself in a frame of mind that you may be the worst person that's ever performed. You don't have anything to hang your hat on. You don't have any accomplishments to tell you, oh, you can slow down, or you don't have to put the work in today, or you can take a day off, or you don't need to be that serious about it. Because this is what happens when people start to believe their press clippings, as they used to say. When you start to believe everything that people are saying positive about you, about how good you are, that great mindset that you put yourself in for your performance, when you start really believing that and carrying it through all of your life, what happens sometimes is that we start to get complacent. We start to think, well, listen, I'm the greatest. I'm better than everybody else. Nobody out here can mess with me. Look how many points I had in my last game. Look how much money I made in my last year at my job, doing my business, whatever the situation may be. And then we stop working as hard. We stop feeling as if we had to push ourselves the way that we used to push ourselves. We're not putting the effort out there the way that we used to put the effort out because we're starting to believe that we're just so great. That's why this week's mindset is about. When it's performing, you are absolutely the best. When it's putting that work in, you're the absolute worst. That'll get you behind in the gym. That'll get you on the computer to write. That'll get you wherever you got to go to put in the work for whatever it is you have going on. I get you in a library to study. That'll get you in the room to work on those problems that you need to work on for your business or for school or whatever you got going on. The mindset is when it's time to perform, you perform as if you're the best. But when it's time to put that work in, you're looking at yourself as if you're the worst. Just a mind trick that you can use on yourself to make sure you're performing your best. And when it's time to put that work in, you are putting in full effort as if you have absolutely nothing that says you don't need to put this work in. You got a mindset that says, you know what? I need to do as much work as humanly possible because I have proved absolutely nothing. I have not gained anything. I'm not above anybody. I got to do everything that I could possibly do just to get to a level of being okay, just to make sure I maintain my job or my spot, whatever it happens to be. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com.